Hello and welcome back everyone to the video series dedicated show on Paramount Plus that has made it to the finals. That is right, we have hit the finals. And it feels like the season has flown by, but episode 8, we are starting the finals. We have the final 12 competitors left, ready to run, try to get that money. But before we can get to all of that, let's start off where last episode left off, and that was Hizela and Big Easy winning against Kendall and Nehemiah in the elimination, stamping their tickets to the finals and coming back to the house. Everyone is ready to celebrate. Mark and Darrell are happy to get back to another finals in their challenge career. They're looking to put another challenge win underneath their belt. Jonna is happy to make it to her first final appearance in her challenge career. And then we have Kellyanne talking about how she feels her biggest threats in these finals will be Yes and Darrell. Now we move on to a little scene of Aneesa and Hizela trying to mend their friendship and try to get an understanding with each other about the whole voting and feeling betrayed. They feel like they come to an understanding within the edit, but Hizela is still going to hold Aneesa accountable for lying to her. We move on to the next morning. Everyone gets dressed, meets up with TJ, where they are going to get the lowdown of how these finals are going to be run. Now, the first thing we learn about these finals is going to be a multi-day final. Some people were shocked by that, but it's going to be run. I think it's going to be like 2 days long. Now, this final is going to have multiple checkpoints, and just like the free agents final, you're going to have a new partner at every checkpoint. Everyone is going to be partnered up with someone from the opposite gender, and you can only be partnered up with that one person once. So at the end of these finals, every man is going to be partnered up with every woman at some point in the finals, which these decisions can be very stressful, as we've seen challenge champs either be made or come up very short because of the way that everyone was partnered up at certain points in a final. Also, another aspect to this final is that there's going to be a point system. So at every single checkpoint, once you finish a checkpoint, wherever you place, you get a certain number of points. So if you finish first, you get 5 points. If you finish second, you get 4 points. If you get third, you get 3 points, and so on and so forth. At the end of these finals, whoever has the most points accumulated over the whole total of the finals, you will win the $500,000. And one more twist that TJ lays on them before letting everybody begin the finals is that whoever is the last two to finish checkpoint 1 heading into checkpoint 2 will be purged from the finals on day 1, right off the bat. So there's a lot of pressure starting off these finals, especially when you can't even pick your partner for checkpoint 1, because checkpoint 1 is very interesting in the fact that there's a tanagram puzzle that you're going to be doing solo, and wherever you finish and whoever finishes at the same time as you, then you will get to go. So say you're the first finished man, then whoever finishes the first for the women is going to be your partner in the kayaking to try to finish off and get through checkpoint 1 first. So this is all based on performance. TJ blows that horn, everyone is starting on their tanagrams, and Alton is finished first. This is like record-breaking tanagram puzzle solving abilities here, where Alton is first, then Aneesa finishes, so they're partnered up heading into the kayaking portion, then Darrell finishes, and then Jonna, so they're partnered up with each other, trying to get on the heels of Alton and Aneesa. Then third is Hizela and Derek. Fourth was Yes and Jemmye, and I feel like there was a lot of strategy in this for Yes, because there was a point where Hizela finishes, and it feels like Yes was finished, but he was waiting to put his final piece in the puzzle as he was helping Jemmye, who was standing right next to him. He remembers back in the mini-final daily challenge how well Jemmye did, and he wanted to be partnered up with her, at least in the first leg, because he knew that with her, she would never give up and that they would be able to push through and not get last place. Then Ruthie and Mark were paired up with each other. Kellyanne finishes, and then she is just waiting there for Big Easy to finish his puzzle. I think there's a lot of pressure going in. Big Easy was overthinking it. Coming into this finals, he was having the most momentum puzzle-wise, as he was like the puzzle master. But then he was really struggling on this tanagram, but he finally finishes it, and they're having to make up a lot of time. But like Darrell says, in the finals, it's not how you start, it's how you finish, and they know that just one mistake can really just screw your whole chances up and really blow up your spot in the game. So a lot of this first half of these finals are the kayaking portion, and the first moves we get in place-wise is when Hizela and Derek, who don't have a lot of experience with kayaking, start to like drift off a little bit. Maybe they're not as consistent in the stroke. They don't know exactly how they're supposed to do it, as we see Jemmye and Yes push past them along with Mark and Ruthie. So now Yes and Jemmye are in 3rd place, Mark and Ruthie are in 4th place, and Hizela and Derek fall back to 5th place. And then up at the front, we have Alton and Aneesa really struggling to try to keep balance as they're taking a lot of water in their kayak. They actually tip over, which allows Darrell and Jonna to sneak into 1st place. Then we have Yes and Jemmye pass them to get into 2nd place. Then we have Mark and Ruthie getting into 3rd place. Finally, with the help of production and flipping over the kayak, getting all the water out, Aneesa and Alton are able to get back into their kayak and are able to take off in 4th place. And then back in the back, we have Hizela and Derek really struggling. They're actually swapping places. They have their kayak backwards, we learned from Darrell. And then that's when Big Easy and Kellyanne just stay consistent, stay steady, and they actually pass them towards the end of the kayaking. And the way they finish checkpoint 1 is that we have Darrell and Jonna getting 1st place and 5 points. Then in 2nd place, we have Yes and Jemmye getting 4 points. 3rd place, Mark and Ruthie with 3 points. 4th place, we have Alton and Aneesa getting 2 points. And for 5th place, we have Kellyanne and Big Easy getting 1 point. And sadly, Hizela and Derek finished last, getting no points, and they are purged from the challenge finals. Just like that, they were purged. And then we're moving on to checkpoint 2, where we see a lot of bikes that need to be put together. When standing there, everybody's gonna have to pick a new partner. Because Jonna and Darrell finish first, they get to pick their partners first. Jonna picks Yes, Darrell picks Jemmye, Ruthie then picks Big Easy, Mark picks Aneesa, and Alton picks Kellyanne. For checkpoint 2, they have to get their bikes all put together. Then they have to be tethered together as they ride through the woods, and then make it to the final point of the checkpoint 2, where they have to put together a puzzle. In the order that they leave is Yes and Jonna are first off out there. 2nd is Mark and Aneesa. 3rd is Darrell and Jemmye. 4th is Big Easy and Ruthie, and 5th is Alton and Kellyanne. Ruthie's bike is getting jammed with the front wheel to where Big Easy is getting frustrated. Both Ruthie and Big Easy are just clashing heads at this point. Mark loses a pedal in the middle where he can't even put it back together because he left the tool back with the other bike parts. So then he's just using it to push like it's like a skateboard. Alton and Kellyanne do a great job on this bike as they are able to pass Big Easy and Ruthie, Darrell and Jemmye, and Mark and Aneesa, as everyone is starting to lag back a little bit. Jonna is having some struggles in this bike ride. At some points, she has to just walk up the hill, but she pushes herself, and with the help of Yes, they get back on the bikes and actually finish the bike ride first, heading into the star puzzle, where we have to have to all the points of the star have to equal the same number, which we find out that is 15. Every point has to equal 15. So Yes is doing this. I thought Yes was gonna get this easily, which he does, and then he helps Jonna. They actually finish first, getting 5 points together. Everyone else arrived. Darrell and Jemmye actually finishing 2nd, getting 4 points. Then we have Mark and Aneesa getting 3 points. Kellyanne and Alton get 2 points. And even though Big Easy kind of solves this thing rather quickly, he has some struggles helping out Ruthie, and they actually come in 5th place, getting only 1 point. So we move on, heading into checkpoint 3, and everybody has to switch up the teams. Yes came in 1st place, so he gets to choose whoever he wants, and it's going to be Kellyanne. Jonna picks Mark, Darrell picks Ruthie, Jemmye picks Alton, and Big Easy picks Aneesa. And this is round 3, and it's just a race. Try to get to the finish line and finish first. And this is the quickest checkpoint so far. It's nothing too crazy. Yes and Kellyanne finish this rather quickly. Darrell actually beats this out because they're in 3rd place, 4th place, and that's when Darrell see somebody, when they're turning a corner, they see somebody up at the front, and that's when he just goes, Ruthie, can I pick you up and can I carry you? Because I want to pass these people. And she's like, yeah, sure. And that's when he puts Ruthie on his shoulders and just fireman carries her past a few people running uphill, mind you. Darrell is an absolute beast, and they get into 2nd place, and they actually finish in 2nd place because of that. Alton and Jemmye lag a little behind. They get 3rd place. Mark and Jonna get 4th place, and Big Easy and Aneesa get 5th place, and they finish. And so checking the scores after checkpoint 3, we have Yes in 1st place getting 14 points. Darrell is in 2nd place, very close behind with 13 points. Jonna has 12 points, and Jemmye has 11 points. There's 3 people tied with 8 points, with Kellyanne, Ruthie, Mark. Then we have Alton with 7, Aneesa with 6, and Big Easy is last place with 3 points. Then we move on to checkpoint 4, where everybody has to switch up the teams yet again. Yes picks Anissa, Kellyanne picks Darrell, Ruthie picks Alton, Jemmye picks Mark, and John A is with Big Easy. And this is where TJ says, I'll see you at checkpoint 5. And he blows the horn and everybody's just running off. In checkpoint 4, I'm like, is it another race? What's gonna happen here? Well, they get to a sign that says they're gonna be eating Carolina Reapers and then having to put together a puzzle, and then they're gonna have to run to get refreshments at checkpoint 5. Everyone downs these peppers as quick as they can. They're putting the puzzle together. The way the puzzle is finished, we have Anissa and Yes, Darrell and Kellyanne, Big Easy and John A, Alton and Ruthie and Jemmye and Mark, and then everyone is heading out. And this is where Darrell and Kellyanne actually pass Yes and Anissa. They start running really quick past them, and everybody else starts to feel the peppers start kicking in. They feel the peppers hitting their stomachs, and this is where we see Darrell, Ruthie, and Jemmye just really struggling. Kellyanne is actually trying to help Darrell out, but Darrell goes to the ground and he actually says that he feels like he needs a medic. Jemmye is on the ground feeling like she needs to throw up. Mark is trying to help her out, but she is just having to constantly stop and fall to the ground. Ruthie is feeling like, she said that the pain feels like a knife that was put into a fire and it was like super hot and they just stabbed her underneath the rib cage. This sounds like a horrific experience and they're having to walk/run uphill. And this is where we get the cliffhanger in checkpoint 4. We're gonna have to wait to see what's gonna happen with everyone. Will Darrell get medic attention? Jemmye is really hurting, and looking at the preview at the end of this episode, heading into part 2 of the finals, it looks like everyone actually makes it past this part. It's just gonna be that they're gonna be getting through it with a lot of pain, but we're gonna have to see what's gonna happen, who's gonna end checkpoint 4 off in first place, and to see what the scoreboard is gonna look like heading into the rest of the finals. We're gonna have to wait and see. What did you think about the first part of this finals? Let me know that in the comment section below. Who surprised you in these finals? Who has been kind of disappointing in these finals? Who do you think is going to win, and who do you think is going to be possibly jumping places in the next part? Let me know anything and everything you feel about these finals down in the comment section below. What do you think about the final format? Do you like the point system? Do you like the everybody switching partners at every point? Let me know anything and everything you feel about these finals down in the comment section below. And who are you rooting for to win the whole thing? Let me know that too. Thank you so much for watching. While you're down there, hit that like and subscribe button. I'll be back really soon with more challenge all-star content, more challenge content, more content in general. But until then, peace.